Hello. I'm on my laptop. I'm normally not on my laptop, but we're going to do it from here. Hopefully. Maybe. Unless nobody shows up, and then I'm going to assume that it was just broken and go back on my phone. Anyway, I'm at the office, which is fun. Normally I am long gone by now, but oh, yay, there's somebody in here. Hello. So yeah, I'm still at the office tonight. It is raining outside. I don't know if you can see it or not. But yeah, it's all rainy outside, kind of gross. And my daughter has her graduation party on Friday, and so I have a whole bunch of family coming in, and they're already starting to be at my house. So I'm not there. No, I love my family. But my mother-in-law is also there, and yeah, so I'm working late at the office. Hi. Hey, Mike. Loving rolling hills, huh? So yeah, that's okay because my daughter, I was like, "Do you want to go and do the live with me tonight?" And she's like, I'm too lazy to put on makeup, so like you don't have to have makeup on." She's like, "Yeah, same goes for you." And I'm like, "I will not go on without makeup, but that's okay." And she's like, "Yeah." Anyway, she's getting really into this. I don't know, like every week she's got a different kind of goth makeup, and then it was even more last time. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But whatever. So, how are you guys doing tonight? I am chilling like a villain over in my office. There is there's a couch in here, and it's quite nice. I like it a lot. So, yeah, just hanging out, watching the rain. That's pretty much it. I told my daughter she was on her own for dinner. My he's like, I call the leftovers from last night because it was bratwurst, which nobody's going to fight him on. Nobody. Yeah. Super, super simple last night. And tonight I'm not cooking. I am chilling out at the office, like half laying down on the couch. I'm so comfy. Y'all don't even know. I am like so freaking comfortable right now. It's great. So, what are you guys? Let's see. Denise says, I sold my house on top of the world and moved into West Shire Village and loving it. Awesome. Very cool. I've heard of that in reverse, but cool. Cool beans. What did you like or not like about On Top of the World? For everybody that's going to be watching this. Sorry, I don't mean to throw you off. I was just trying to. There we go. Hey. I'm literally just sitting here on my couch. Tags are so annoying. Like, why did you choose to move from On Top of the World to West Shire Village? West Shire. I mean, you don't have to tell us, but I'm curious. I got the most random text from my daughter today. It was crazy. Let's see. On Top of the World said that it was maintenance free, and it was not true. Yeah, that I could see. Well, I know on the patio homes, they mow the lawn, but then you have all of the weeding in the garden beds, which can be pretty excessive. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, so I got a random text message from my daughter earlier that said, I'm sending a verification code to get your photos. Okay. And then she said that her Aunt Judy and her Grandma Pat were stuck in a conversation about menopause, and she needed to get out of there and was trapped. And it's probably a good conversation. I don't know. Maybe not for her. Then she sent me another time. I didn't answer any of these. I didn't see any of them. And she says, "Your bidet actually scares me so bad." She has a bidet in her room too, but hers is like super soft. It can't go any higher. And mine is like, if you don't hit it right, it could be like a pressure washer. Um, I have done that one time. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. Um, anyway, so yeah, she has, I guess, reason to be fearful. But yeah, you just have to hit it to the right button and not mess up. Denise, I moved into the wrong section and was in charge of the irrigation that kept getting leaks. Oh no, that is not fun. Eesh, no, no, people don't realize how tricky the irrigation is because it's like plants get in it and break the pipes. Walking across your lawn, the irrigation pipes are only like that far underneath the grass. So like just walking across your lawn, you could crack them because they kind of get older, especially if they're older pipes. Yeah, just walking across your lawn could do it. Or like a wheelbarrow or something like that, like anything. So yeah, not good. I don't know. I love the idea of irrigation. I don't like the maintenance of it. It's not fun. It just never seems to work for very long. It's like I've sold so many houses and I cannot tell you how many times I've gone into a house and I'm like, "Oh, you have an irrigation system." And they're like, "It doesn't work. Don't even mention it. It does not work. I'm not fixing it." I'm like, "Bet. Yep, that tracks." Not fun. Mm-mm. And then the sprinkler heads, constantly breaking those, of course. There's a lawnmower guys. Actually, people just mowing your lawn could probably crack your pipes. I mean, they're literally just that far underneath the like grass. So yeah, not fun. Definitely not fun. But like, did you hear that? That's some pretty good thunder. I don't know. So why did you choose Westshire Village? It is truly maintenance free here. Well, yeah, that would do it. You're like, I am not touching the grass or any part therein. I don't blame you. I don't know. I have a lawn guy and I'm just like, please just come out and fix this mess. So when we moved in to the house, I was like, it has a huge yard. Like my house has a huge yard. We're on a little over a third of an acre. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do inside. I'll clean the house and I'll cook and all of that stuff. You got the outside. My husband had no intentions of ever doing the lawn. The lawn kept getting taller and taller. I'm like, are you planning on taking care of that or no? So we've had a lawn guy ever since. I was like, I cannot handle the lawn getting out of control and like all weedy and looking crazy. So I'd rather just have the guy put us on a rotation. So he comes out this time of year. He's going to have to come out every week because we get so much rain. But normally it's like every couple weeks or even like once a month during the winter. So mhm. State Road 200 is like Daytona 500. Just get him into the wall, man. Just get him into the wall. Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure what their plans are for the crosswalks on 200. That just seems like they're encouraging people to walk across 200. Um, the rule at our house is you don't walk across 200. I don't care what you have to do to get around it, but you do not walk across 200 ever. So our office, we've been in this office building for 8 years, like 8 years now. And it's only a block off of 200. So we don't get any of the crazy traffic really because we're far enough away from it. But yeah, my kids, all of the restaurants are of course on the other side. We're over by PDQ. So yeah, they're always like, wanting to go just across the street to whatever. No, no, you get driven because then you at least have metal encasing you. No walking across 200, not ever. It's too crazy. So now I'm seeing like all of these pedestrian crossings going in and these lights for pedestrian crossings. And I'm like, that that's not good. That that's really not good. That's kind of scary. We'll see what happens. Don't know. But yeah, and then they're putting like potted plants out there. I'm not sure. They've built up all of these cement areas so it kind of separates the walking paths from like the bike paths from like the cars. But and I'm sure it will get prettier. Right now it's just way ugly and tore up, but hopefully it will get prettier. But at the same time, wouldn't it been better to like add a lane? I mean, if you're going to do all of that work anyway, add a lane on each side. But no, they actually kind of removed a lane because it was the middle was like a turning lane, and that's not the case anymore. Now you have to go all the way up and do a U-turn. So I don't know if that helps or not. Well, I guess we'll see. I mean, they can kind of see how many deaths and car accidents were like last year versus next year and see if it worked or if it made it worse. So at least they're trying to do something. I guess we'll give them that. And I think because it's a state road, I think it's the state of Florida that did it. I don't think it had anything to do with the city of Ocala. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, the city did this," and the city. I don't think it was them. From what I understand, I think it's the state that decided that was a great idea. Um, I'm not entirely sure who was on the planning committee, but maybe I don't know. They just at least they didn't put a whole bunch of roundabouts in. Those are terrifying. Like nobody seems to know how. What are we, French? Nobody knows how to do those, and yet they're popping up all over Florida. It's crazy. I wait. I picked Westshire Village because it's a brand new community and it's not far from on top of the world. Okay, so I mean, I can see that you get like the public amenities of on top of the world and the location, but not all of the fees and some of the nonsense that comes with it. Yeah. There's I don't know, there's like levels to the homeowners associations or whatever, HOAs, POAs, COAs, whatever you want to call them. There's like levels, you know. On top of the world is definitely one of the more strict HOAs. Strict is a good word. By far, I think. It's not quite to Villages level, but it's pretty close. So Villages is probably like the strictest and craziest, depending on what part you're in, of course, because it's just so, I mean, it's a whole city, thousands upon thousands of houses. So, to say the whole thing is that no, that's not fair. But by and large, yeah, that one guy, I think they went into like a lawsuit and stuff because he wanted to put like a little white cross in his flower bed in his house at his house, and it was against the HOA rules. And so he tried to fight it. I think they're still fighting about it. I don't know. It seems like a really crazy thing to get an attorney for. But whatever. So it's an all age community and I get to see children play. I miss that. Aw, that's so sweet. That is awesome. Yeah. I like my community. Um it's an all ages. But some people like it because I don't have mine's not gated. I'm trying to think if Westshire is gated. I've passed it like 50,000 times and I can actually picture the outside and I cannot remember much past that. Is that not the saddest thing ever? I'm going to have to go over there. Just be like, what in the world? I really hate not knowing about something. Hmm. Yeah, maybe it's one of the newer ones. I just don't remember it like off the top of my head. Devonshire, yeah. Westshire, not as much. I don't know. It's so crazy because we've got so many new communities too. Holy smokes. It is hard to keep up with them all. Absolutely craziness. We already had like a lot. Sorry. We had a lot of communities. Ocala is just like so spread out. It's just so spread out. But yeah, not gated, but we have security who live there. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. We have nothing in my community. Literally nothing. We don't even have an HOA anymore. It just kind of died. I don't know. We used to have an HOA and it was like $9 a month. It was like nothing. Um, and it just kind of went defunct, I guess. They just stopped doing the HOA. And then now it's like, so we have no HOA or POA or COA or none of the above. And it's starting to get like the wild, wild west out there. Somebody behind me has a goat. This is the suburbs. Okay. These are like very nice homes in the suburbs, and somebody has a goat. And then the person across the street has some chickens. And normally, if they're just like hens, it's not a big deal. But no, he's got a rooster, and the rooster crows like all day, every day. I'm like, it is not sunrise. I guarantee you, it is not sunrise. The rooster does not care. So I have the goat behind me and the rooster across from me. And honestly, it actually doesn't bother me. I really kind of, the the goat, I think, because it's not zoned for farm animals, that one I think they would get in trouble even though there's not an HOA. I think that's like a county thing or zoning or I don't know. I'm not calling code enforcement. I don't care. It's not doing any damage. It bothers my husband, but mostly because he's like a serious rule. Like this is the rule and this is what's supposed. He's very black and white. I live in a world of gray, different varying shades of gray, and I try and stay towards the light. But my world is very gray. Like I see all sorts of like, okay, you want a goat, you have a goat. You took a chance because you could lose the goat because of code enforcement, but nobody really cares. So as long as it doesn't get out and annoy the neighbors, which my dogs are more apt to do, by the way, I don't think it really matters. So, meh, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's a gray area. Hey, Chief, how's it going? And okay, I was worried, Javier, for like 2 seconds. I was reading that and I saw FEMA, but for some reason I thought you were trying to say female and something dirty because you have no idea how many people we block on here when we do the lives. And my daughter's not on here. Normally it's sad that she recognizes the stuff before I do, so she blocks it and she's not on here today. Anyway, so yes, FEMA, not female. Okay. Why does FEMA show zone X but has data of flooding? Do the dirt roads have no drainage? That is so many questions all at once. So FEMA has their maps of zone X, but that doesn't mean like it can't flood or won't flood or something like that. It's just less likely. So there are county maps as well that you can pull up. So if you go on Property Appraiser, Marion County Property Appraiser, and go over to the map for the property, and then click on layers. I know this is a whole bunch of stuff. I wish I could show you, but click on layers and then go down to flooding, and you'll see county prone flood zones. So yes, there's the FEMA map, but the FEMA map doesn't get updated quite as often. And so county, they actually see the flooding. Like it's not like a topographical map. Oof. They're actually like, we live here. So theirs gets updated anytime there's a storm, anytime there's flooding or something like that. They're updating theirs. So I would say check on the county flood map because FEMA, that's federal. So they have a whole lot of land to cover. So maybe that particular parcel did not get any updated information that it maybe should have had. But again, just because it's in zone X doesn't mean that it's flood free. That's not what it is. It's just less likely in X than anywhere else. Now, as far as the dirt roads, it depends on the dirt road. Uh, some of the dirt roads have been taken care of. Normally, it's one of the neighbors will go out and grade it. It depends on if it's a private road versus a county road. It depends on so many different things. It depends on if it's more lime rock or more sand. It really just it also depends on the age of the road. So, I mean, sometimes add a little bit of rock or something, you know? Um, but yeah, so it really just depends. It really just depends on the road. Um, I am doing well. Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream on Saturday. Cool. That one, let's see, that was with Bellevue. He was, yeah, Reichel. He was on there, Joe Reichel. He is so sweet. He really is. I've actually been trying to get with him, oh man, for like a month or two just to have him on there. But our schedules were conflicting and stuff. So I finally got Irene. She's my personal assistant. I was like, here's the person I really, really want to come on the show because he has such great information. Go get him. And she did. She got him wrangled because she has access to my calendar and she just, yeah, she hooked us up. She got us all set up. So, but yeah, he was so much fun. He's just so great. But there's so much going on with Bellevue, and it's definitely a place to keep an eye on. So that's why I definitely wanted everybody to have that information about it. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, Bellevue is finally on the map. Anything exciting going on in Ocala this month? Okay, so summertime blues. So you know how it's like raining outside right now? That's pretty much every afternoon for the foreseeable future. So it's kind of hard to do outdoor events. You're going to see a lot of indoor events coming up. I know there's a luncheon on the 20th for Women Building for Women. It's basically a all women crew that is doing a house for Habitat for Humanity, and it's a single mom that's going into it. So it's kind of cool. But they're doing a luncheon to help build the house, and that's on June 20th. There's also, hang on, the big thing that's coming up is, of course, 4th of July. That's going to be Tuscaloosa Park downtown. That's going to be huge. And they are doing fireworks instead of drones, which I'm going to have to say is a good idea. So we'll see. Anyway, um, just from a financial standpoint. So anyway, so yeah, that's the next big event that Ocala has is probably going to be the 4th of July at Tuscaloosa Park. That's going to have like a stage and bands and food trucks and all of that. Be prepared though. The weather doesn't change. It will rain. It will rain hopefully for only about 15-20 minutes, but it will be a torrential downpour. So pack accordingly. It happens. Tell you what, if you're if you're there and you're getting soaked, just come over to the tent. We have a tent with WITG is going to be there. I think we're giving away stuff. So anyway, stuff from the morning show. So yeah, probably July 4th because that's what, like 2 weeks away, give or take. But this month there's not a whole heck of a lot. We just had Father's Day on Sunday, so I don't think so. Not anything major. I checked the World Equestrian Center, but I don't think so. But yeah, 4th of July is the next big thing. And that's going to be huge. There's going to be so many people. And food trucks. Did I mention food trucks? Yeah. So free music, fun. I believe I am assisting and emceeing the event for the city of Ocala. So that's like huge. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm doing it and then they're like, "Oh, never mind. We got somebody else." I'm like, "What just happened?" But it's fine. I'm cool. So I don't know. I don't know if that counts for this month though, because technically it's in July, a few days into July, but it's within a 30-day span, so I'm gonna count it. But yeah. Anyway, I should be fun. I'm gonna ouch. Go up there and yeah, should do that. It should be fun. Should be fun. And who doesn't love fireworks? So we just did Symphony Under the Stars last week or the week before. Hold on. June. Yeah, it was the week before last. Last week I was in Alabama. I did a speaking thing for an hour in Alabama, Birmingham. I've never been there before. It was very interesting. And I don't want to get too divisive, but uh I will say that it was odd. Alabama was odd in that we were in Birmingham and I definitely felt like I was the minority. There was a lot of African American, like everywhere, and almost nobody that looked like me. And like to a level, I didn't even notice it the first day or two. By the third day, I'm like, I haven't seen a white person in like days, like in traffic, nothing. Um, and it was just kind of odd. So then we're driving back home and we went to Coffee County. We stopped at Coffee County because Lexi had found the state's best ice cream parlor, and she wanted to go to this ice cream parlor, and it was only like 5 minutes off the road for us. So we're like, okay, let's go to. She saw it on TikTok, so we're like, she doesn't ask for much. It's just ice cream. Let's go ahead and go. So I got really good ice cream. I don't know. And it was a super, super cute town, super cute ice cream place, and they had little sandwiches and soups and stuff like that for lunch. So we ate lunch there, and then of course we had ice cream, which melted all over my hand. But anyway, uh, what was odd was there was no black people. It was all people that looked very much like me, even a lot of redheads, even. And I'm like, do they not mix in Alabama? Like, it was weird. It was so weird. It was just like so glaring. And I mean, in Ocala, it's just kind of a mixture, Like, I would say it's still mostly white people, but it's still a mixture. But man, I went to Alabama. It was so weird. Like whole towns are just completely one or the other. And then I was like, where did they put the Latinos? I did not see very many at all Latinos. I was like, maybe that's a Florida thing, but they don't go as far as Alabama, I guess. So it was very strange. So I don't know. You're funny. I don't know. It was just odd. So I know. I told my husband the same thing. I was just like, did you notice this? Is it just me? And we got to Coffee County. I don't even know what the name of the town is, but if you look at the Alabama's best ice cream in Coffee County, it's like right down the street from the courthouse. It was like, there's the courthouse, there's the ice cream stop. Anyway, big Coffee County written right across it. So yeah, we get there. And so when I was in Birmingham, I was like, after a couple of days, like, where'd all the white people go? Like, there was none. And I'm looking at my husband. I was like, you seen anybody that looks like us in a few days? He's like, nope. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's like, it was just an observation and just, yeah, kind of a scratching your head kind of thing. And then we get to Coffee County and it was so completely, totally the opposite. And then we're both kind of looking around and he's like, well, we found the white people. I was like, well, where did they put the rest? Like, there's there's not white and black. There's some different colors in between. No, I have no idea. I have no idea. So it was just kind of a little odd. But we liked Birmingham. It was old. Like the buildings were so old and historic, and that was pretty cool. And then yeah, where we stopped on the way up, and I couldn't tell you what was one or the other more because we were in Montgomery, Alabama is where we stopped for dinner on the way up, and it wasn't as noticeable there. So at least, I mean, we stopped at like one restaurant, so what do I know? But it wasn't as noticeable. But man, it eventually it sunk in that we are not in Ocala anymore. It was very weird. So I don't know. It was interesting. So now I'm back and I'm at the office and there's like a mixture of everybody and everything. And it's just so nice. And you hear different languages and you hear, it's just nice. It's good to be home. There's not like, so it's so weird. So weird. I'm not entirely sure how all of that came about, but it was just definitely very noticeable. And I'm pretty like I don't notice much of anything, but it was pretty glaring. So I don't know. I probably if I was there a little longer, I probably would have like started asking questions just to see like probably got myself in trouble. But I would probably yeah, I can't help it. I'd have to ask, be like, why? Like what? Like that's not good. That's not good. But I mean, I don't know, stuff in your town or in your, there's certain things when you're not from the area, you notice that maybe if you are there, you just are so used to it, it's just not even a question anymore. So, then there's somebody like me coming from out of town, and I'm just like, what? I don't know what the speaking circuit is or how to get on that, but yeah, um I've gotten on a lot of speaking gigs, so that's cool. I was really annoyed though. I did not get they have so I've done like a whole slew of things for NARPM, which is National Association of Residential Property Managers. So huge shout out to them for having me. They had me come to nationals and broker owner, which are really, really prestigious events. So at least in the world of property managers anyway. So it's very cool that I got to do that. But they have an event, they have their national coming up in Orlando, which is like an hour and a half from me. And I don't know if I missed the email or what happened, but I saw the advertisement for it and I'm like, holy smokes. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be in Orlando. So I sent an email in the other day, like, did you guys do a call for speakers yet? And she's like, yeah, but the deadline was for June 1st. I was like, so, I'm traveling all over speaking for them, but then when it's actually, like, in my backyard, I missed it. Mm, that's okay. It's okay. They'll come back to Orlando. Everything comes back to Orlando eventually, so, but I have not actually signed up for a lot of speaking events or teaching events because, Lexi's at home. She's only gonna be home for another month, and, yeah, so I'm trying to enjoy what little time I have left with her. That sounds so awful, but I know she's not dying. She's just going off to college, but it's so rough. It is so rough. So probably next year I'll be doing more traveling and teaching and stuff because I am approved to teach for the National Association of Realtors. Um, oddly enough, it's on diversity. It's kind of odd. Anyway, so yeah, I'm actually a diversity trainer, uh, which you wouldn't think it would be a 6-hour class, but it is. Um, it just seems so odd to me. But yeah, it is. It's a 6-hour class on how to treat people like they want to be treated. That's basically all it is. Like, I feel like I should just go up there and say that. Just treat people how they want to be treated. Don't treat people like you want to be treated, because that's kind of the problem. Um, is you want to treat everybody like yourself, and that's not how it works. So, what to say, what not to say. But it's crazy. It's so sad that we even have to have that training in this day and age. But like just the other day, I had somebody call me up and she goes, "Hey, I saw that you have this house for rent that's brand new construction. It's a beautiful house." And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, she's like, "Well, I'd like to go ahead and take a look at it and put in an application and stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And she's like, "Well, I have to let you know that I have kids." And I'm like, "Okay, are they like human tornado? Like what's the deal?" Okay. And she's like, "Well," she says, "I went to take a look at some houses before with another property management company, and he said he wouldn't rent to me because it was a brand new house and he didn't want my kids damaging it." And I'm like, "That okay." Like that's against federal law. I don't know who the company was. I don't want to know. Don't want to know. But I did explain that she has some fair housing issues there. I was like, "That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable." Um, she says, "My kids are really, really good. They're not going to damage a house or anything." She goes, "But I can understand if they don't want kids." And I'm like, "No, that's not how that works." So kind of weird. I don't know. But yeah, so I teach agents like that. No, you can't do that. Anyway, oddly enough, the people that need the class aren't the ones that take it. She says, "At least she isn't going to be too far away and will have family watching out for her." I know it's the best of all situations. I get it. If I could go back, well, yeah, you can't. Oh, sorry. There's a bird on my bird feeder. I don't know if you can see it or not. Nope. Yeah, I have one of those bird feeders that are it's adhered to the window. So it's got fresh water on the top now too because it rained. So yeah, no, I know it's like the perfect situation. And I'm so thrilled that I have family that can take her and, they're going to love on her and take care of her. And they're so excited and they've got her room ready already. And yeah, all of that. So I know I'm super, super fortunate in that. On the other hand, this is my baby and it's the last one. I can't do it. She's like my bestie, That's the real kicker is she's always just been right there with me. I mean, we were really, really fortunate because I couldn't be a stay-at-home mom. And I got my real estate license during the recession, like at the beginning of the recession, not even halfway through. So I found out I was pregnant 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after I got my real estate job, my first real estate job, which was late 2007. So really great time to start a new job and a new career path in sales, no less. That's bad. So, yeah, so being a stay-at-home mom, not in the cards. But I was able to keep her with me so much. Like she was with me at the office the first time when she was 2 weeks old. The first company that I worked for, they actually had, they gave me an office that had like a back off. This was when she was like 2 or 3. And they had like a back office. So there was no doorway out. So she could actually have like a playroom. I mean, I really, really lucked out. Like really. With her, I just always had her with me. And then David and I got married and he has his son and I got to help raise him and that was awesome. Um like really and truly that was really cool because this body was not made to have more children. So, I mean, it was great, but we got to have the kids so much. We got to go to every school function, every single one. We got to, take them to sporting events. We got to be there so much in their lives. So that was huge. That was awesome. So yeah, as much as we work crazy hard, long hours, case in point, I'm still here. Uh, at the same time, it was also really, really awesome that we were able to do that. I can tell my husband's going in and out. He's probably loading up his car ready to go. But yeah, no, it still isn't easy. That's exactly it. And it's like, if I had like one more to like, like, okay, I'm just gonna, that's okay. I've got one that she's the last one. She's the last one. We're done. So I'm like, I don't even know who I am not as a mom. Like, that's just so weird. Like, always thinking I've got to like get home and make dinner. And I don't know. This is going to be so bizarre. So, very strange. But yeah, she's supposed to do. Yeah, there he is. You leaving me?
Yeah. You can tell Lexi that I know.
I did tell Lexi she's on her own and to make sure and feed Grandma Pat so that she doesn't get hangry.
Okay.
I have no idea what Lexi is going to make for her 91-year-old grandma, but for dinner, we will see. There's plenty of food in the house, like plenty of food, but somebody's got to do that. So anyway, she's between the two of them, they will feed themselves, I'm sure. 99% sure. But anyway, no. So yeah, but she's still gonna do the lives with me. She I don't know if she's volunteered or voluntold, but she's going to do the lives. We're going to do them on Zoom. So at least on Monday nights, I'm actually going to see her. You guys are going to see, we're going to make dinner together. So, because that's kind of our Monday night thing at this point. So yeah. Anyway, I did go ahead and I told the radio station that I was going to leave the morning show for now. I may go back to it at some point. I've been doing it for 9 months now. And it's a lot. It's a lot. So I just with the book coming out in December and trying to move Lexi down, is that it's too much right now. So I may go back and do a morning show again, maybe next year or the year after, once I've actually caught up on all my sleep that I've lost. But for now, I'm going to stick to, I still have my Saturday morning show. But for months and months, 9 months now, I've been doing Monday through Friday drive time, early morning radio station live. Yeah, it was a lot. I was like, well, I'm just sleeping during that time anyway. But no, it's a lot because you have to do the radio show prep and you have to, do the follow-up and you have to do the postings and you have to, and yeah, instead of like having some time in the morning to have coffee with my husband or go to the gym with my daughter, I'm on the radio show and everybody's got to be quiet and stuff. It's just, yeah. So yeah, so Wednesday is my last show of that, but like I said, I'm still going to be with the radio station. I'm still going to be doing the Saturday show because I love that, and it's going to be on YouTube and stuff anyway, so why not? And then you want to come say hi? No, he ran down the hallway. How can I be with somebody that's so camera shy? Anyway, so yeah, still doing it, but yeah, it's been 9 months doing that. Um, that was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah. So and then we're still gonna do the remotes. So like 4th of July, I'm still gonna be there to do that. And any of the, September we're doing one. Sorry. So September we're doing a remote at the Alzheimer's thing. But yeah, if you think that I'm slowing down in any stretch, no. Uh definitely not. There's just some different things that I'm doing and I'm really excited about them. And there's only one of me and only so many hours in the day. So I had to choose. And so yeah, so I made my choice. I technically made the choice last week, but I didn't actually have the gumption to actually tell Ed, my counterpart, that I was done this week. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Thank you. Chief says you did a great job with the radio show, but I certainly can't blame you for taking a break. It was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah. But I still, I love my Saturday show. I've had that for years. I actually had it over at a different radio station, and then I brought it over to this one. So yeah, I may even actually look into syndicating that to a few different radio stations. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't know. It's pretty cool, that I'm able to do that. I love the morning show. I love that what we created and stuff, but I'm tired. Like straight up, man. But yeah, it wouldn't be really fair anyway, because I've got so much stuff that I'm going out of town for and doing and stuff that I wouldn't even be there. So it's not fair to say, oh yeah, I'm here, but only like, once a week. That's not right either. So yeah. But yeah, it's been 9 months. Can you believe that? Whew. I remember panicking because I wasn't sure if I could get up in the mornings. But when the entire city of Ocala is going to know that you overslept, it's a really good incentive to get your butt out of bed. So bad. Aw, thank you. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I'm glad that my Saturday shows are good. I try and make it fun. But yeah, it's a little to do 15 hours of live radio and then to do the Saturday show. I have to admit, the last 9 months, it was and there was a lot of repeats. 'Cause I was tired. So yeah, so I really want to work on the Saturday show more. Because that's, that has the YouTube and it has my people, and it's just a lot more fun. It's just a different kind of fun, I guess. So I'm going to definitely stick to that. Yeah. You said, yeah, it was cool. It's still set up like that, but this week it's set up for like a bedroom as well. So like my brother is flying in Wednesday afternoon, and that's going to be his room for a week. So and then week before last, when Alexi was graduating, that was my cousin Jimmy's room. So it's just like it's mayhem at my house right now, which is why we're doing this here. Because last week I couldn't even. It was just absolutely like, oh my goodness, it was craziness. My mother-in-law was not actually supposed to be at our house. So we have all of this family converging, which I love, that. But my mother-in-law's air conditioning system broke. So, and it was while we were out of town, we were in Alabama, and it completely like just died, and it's like 90 degrees outside. So obviously we're like, we're not even home anyway. Come stay at our house. So she thought it was going to get fixed. The repairman went over there. He tried to fix it. Um, no, that thing is from 1995. Like, I don't even know why they even attempted it. I think they were being hopeful or wishful thinking. I think it was from 1995. Even if you babied it into oblivion, it ain't happening. Okay. So now she's getting quotes for a whole entire new system. I'm hoping that that will get resolved before like Thursday when the rest of the family comes in, but we shall see. It's going to be an interesting week no matter what. So yeah, I don't know how all of that's going to work out. So we'll see. If anything, you know what? It's going to be blow up mattresses in the living room. I don't know. But we'll get it figured out one way or another. Craziness. Tesla. Oh my goodness. Tesla 50. Where you have not been on here in a while. Let's see. I'm moving back to Central New York. I was born there. Tired of traffic building here too. Too much hurricanes. We don't get hurricanes here. Tesla. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. If Lexi was here, she'd be freaking out right now. Somebody gave her a $2 tip the other day, and I was like, oh, cool. Grab a coffee or something. And she was just absolutely freaking out. So I don't know. Anyway, okay. So yeah. Um, she knows all this. But yeah, so you're moving back to Central New York. Wow. The good thing is, yeah, you can still see my channel. Absolutely. Moving the end of this month. My goodness. Okay. That's okay. What is your book about? I'm guessing real estate related. No, actually, this one is not. Um, it's more families, I guess, and moms especially. So I know it's a girly book, but that's okay. No, it's Full Plate Empty Cup is the title of it. And it's basically how um women, we wanted to go and be in the workplace and we wanted equal rights, which is wonderful. Absolutely. Obviously, I'm a broker owner of a real estate company. But at the same time, what did we lose when we did that? What did we give up and how do we get it back? And then, we have so much stuff that we put on our plate that we don't put it into ourselves. And we even women, like, we tear down each other in person and especially on social media. So just different ways that you can kind of take your life back. Um, Case in point, like I saw that I had a very full plate and it was getting more and more full, and I had to sit down and say, okay, this is the amount of time I have. This is the amount of energy I have. Um, what's the most important, and put the most important things on the plate first, and then figure out what I have to say goodbye to. And it was really hard, but at the same time, you only have so much room on your plate. And the more you put on your plate, the less you have to put in your cup, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's probably a girl thing, but anyway. So, yeah. So just the stuff that I've seen and the questions I've asked and what I've learned myself, normally the hard way because I've got such a hard head. And yeah, just sharing that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I thought it would be interesting. It interested me um, in how, you know, the you can have it all. It wasn't like an equal rights. It was like women can have it all. I don't want it all. Okay. That's so hard. Because it's like now, women are out in the workplace, but they're also normally the one most responsible inside the home as well. So they're the one raising the kids primarily. They're the ones going grocery shopping. They're the ones cleaning the house. And yet they're also working a full-time job. So you're trying to morph yourself into two people. That's hard. Not to say that men aren't working. They're working their butts off too. I mean, they're out there killing it. But at the same time, something's got to give, ladies. Something has got to give, and it's going to be you. Like, you're going to give out. So there's just, I don't know, just stuff that I thought it was interesting. So I thought I'd write about it. Um, Aw. It should be out kind of later this year. I'm thinking December. Um, if everything goes correctly, it will be out and available in December. So we'll see. Yeah. But I've seen the cover and it was really pretty. It was really, really cool. So, aw, I will definitely give you a autograph copy. Absolutely. Your wife is sitting next to you and she actually is interested. Okay. Wow. That's so cool. I got at least one person that's going to read it. That's awesome. North New York, not New York City. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it should be interesting. But yeah, I did a book on it was my first book, and I did like a self-published thing on Kindle, which was how to FISBO like a pro. And it's basically just basically everything that I do as a real estate agent to sell a house and how I do it. So if somebody wants to sell their house themselves, there you go. There today's digital age, how you do it, what you do it, when you do it, safety tips as well, because a lot of people they sell their house themselves, and then they're like inviting strangers off the street into their home. And I'm like, don't do that. And a lot of them, it doesn't occur to them to like put their prescription medications and hide those. They just kind of leave them there, and then they have an open house or something. When I talk to sellers, we go over safety tips on open houses. We go over, making sure anything small that's easily put into a pocket is put away, any valuables, anything like that, just in case. And after the open house, making sure that all of the doors and windows are locked, because sometimes people come in and they'll unlatch a bathroom window or something like that so they can, get in later. So, stuff like that. That's definitely something they need to know about. We know about it as real estate agents, but, because we take like self-defense classes and stuff that are real estate related. I take one every year, at least one, sometimes two. But most of the general public has no idea. And then they go to sell the house themselves and they don't have the benefit of all of those, those classes and the safety classes on selling a home or anything like that. And I'm like, that's kind of scary. So don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, just some of the stuff. So I put all of that in a book and it's up on Kindle. It's like $2. But yeah, I put too much pictures in it. I love the pictures, and it was very, very pretty, but very hard to read. So that actually needs to get revised. I'll probably do a revision and then actually submit it to be published. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. If I could sit there and just write books all day long, fiction, nonfiction, any of the above, that would be my dream job, honestly. Um, because I love reading books. That is definitely a thing. I absolutely love to read. And to get a really good story by an author that's really good at telling a good story, so good. So if I could do that, dream job. I would love that. But for right now, at this point in my life and my career, I'm one book a year about a topic that really interests me and may help somebody else. Good to go. So this year, it's what I've noticed for my generation and what happened in the previous generation and how it's affected our generation and what's going on with the next generation. So I don't know. It's just kind of interesting, I thought. So cool stuff. But yeah, so it should be the end of this year. We'll see. And you never know. Maybe I'll come up to your area doing a speaking gig. So you never know. Oh, I mean, I went to Birmingham, Alabama. So that was a trip. That was crazy. It was kind of funny though. We did 7 hours in the car on the way up, and it was me, Lexi, and David in the car for 7 hours. And the rule in the car is whoever is driving gets to choose what goes on the radio, whether that's like podcasts or music or whatever. So we had radio wars going on. It was hilarious. So Lexi was listening to some weird nonsense. I mean, it was like a YouTube person that does this weird podcast that's just goofy. Uh, so yeah, that one, there was a little too much swearing in that, just saying. And music, which she was listening to Metallica at one point, and my husband looks at her and he's kind of squinting, and he's like, she was the one driving, so it's her choice. So he's kind of squinty. He's like, "Do you actually enjoy this music?" That's great. I was sitting in the back seat cracking up with my earplugs in. So I had my earbuds. I was good. And then when I was driving, it was Dave Ramsey podcast for like 3 or 4 hours. If I could do a podcast or a radio show half as good as Dave Ramsey, I would be thrilled. It's so entertaining, the crazy stuff that they have call up. And I mean, this one woman, her husband put a HELOC on their home for 200. They were debt free. He put a HELOC on her home without her knowledge of $200,000 and took that money and invested it in Bitcoin. And then he took and I guess needed to double his money or something. I don't know. But he took $50,000 from his mama and he lost all of it. $250,000 gone. Yeah, it was crazy. And so we're just like, even my daughter was like, what happened? Like, she goes, what'd she do? Did she divorce him? I'd have divorced him. And I'm just cracking up, you know? But no, the woman stayed with him. She forgave him, which I don't know. That's a level. Whew, that's just, there's more problems wrong with that. There's so many problems wrong with that. Um, but yeah, it was some crazy. So we're all listening to that, but man, if I could do a podcast like that, oh my goodness, I'd be so thrilled, but I'm not to that level. I'm just Ocala podcast, which is awesome because I love Ocala. But yeah. You rock, dear. My wife only allows Bon Jovi on the radio no matter who is driving. Okay, well, I mean, at least it's good music. I'm gonna go with that. Oh my god. That's awesome. Yeah, even like the cup holders, the one in front is the driver's. So your cup holder could, it could change depending on where you're sitting. So I don't know. It's just there's certain rules of the car that just happen. And then yeah, when my husband was driving, nothing. He wanted nothing on the radio except for the GPS. And I'm like, you're going in a straight line on a same road for like 3 hours. That's crazy. But he did not want any distractions. He's very black and white. It was funny. So yeah, the radio, I mean, we just kind of had to listen to our headsets because he wanted nothing on the radio. I'm like, okay, no ABBA, no nothing. He likes ABBA. Um, he likes a lot of different music, but not necessarily when he's driving. It's kind of weird. Which is okay because he used to listen to uh political uh radio, and that I probably would have like jumped out of the car. So I can't handle it. I can't handle it. No. Yeah. So thankfully he does not do that. Anyway. Well, you guys have hung out with me for like an hour. Thank you so much. And I got a coffee tip. Thank you very much for that. Very, very much, Tesla. And yeah, I got like 3 likes. So much appreciated. And yeah, loved hanging out with you guys. I'm so glad you guys were all here. It's just like our nice little crew that just like hangs out. It's awesome. I love that. Um, I now have to go home to the mayhem that is my mother-in-law, 2 dogs, and a whole slew of family coming into town. So wish me luck. Oh my goodness. You're so welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Good night, Denise. I'm gonna come check out your neighborhood. I have to know. Like, it's driving me nuts what Westshire is looking like. So anyway, all right. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.